This is Robert Keeley, and I'm here talking about the Synth 1 here at Cold Frame Recording in Oklahoma City. Synth 1 came about because I wanted a guitar pedal that created a synth-type sound, a swell-in type sound, all these things that you would vocalize, when you're, creating crazy sounds in your mind. So you need something like a synth engine. You need something that artificially creates a note and creates different waveforms. You need something that has an attack reversal. You want notes to swell in, and then you need a filter control. You need some way to set the tone of this new sound that you created, the synthesized guitar tone, and so that's how it came about. With the blend knob down, you're just reduced to a reverse attack, a slow gear type of thing. So that's what gave us the beginning of our synth sound, is kind of the slow gear, or that swell in thing, so you can get really nice long. The chaos switch is actually what kind of made the pedal a winner for me, because with typical zero crossing detect, it's looking at your note. The guitar is this imperfect instrument, and it has a horrible time trying to track the guitar. And it made it unfun, because if you played a note different ways with different attacks, then it could produce a completely different note. It could just guess the wrong thing. So we moved on to another form of tracking, in which it looks at the top and bottom of your waveform to determine the frequency, and that really did it for me. It tracked a lot more consistently, and so you can have the crazy noise-making part, or you can have something that's a little bit more predictable and dependent. So that really changed it for me. That made it everything. What I like about the chaos switch is that it's what determines how your notes are tracked as we convert it to a synthesizer type sound. So now I have it in the other mode with the chaos switch. What is fun about it, though, is that that one tracks a little bit better in my mind, so it doesn't have as many kind of random crazy notes to deal with. So it's kind of fun using the chaos switch to develop how many airs it makes. So we have an octave down, and we have two octave downs, and there's some flanging that goes on between them. And then you can, of course, control the filter so that you can, set the tone of it. In this mode where the chaos switch is up, then it's using a different style of tracking. And that's the standard way that kind of early synthesis is done on the guitar. Doesn't track very well, which leads to some fun airs. So where the Synth 1 kind of takes off in terms of producing these sounds is we would create octave down sounds, we would create phased sounds between them, we would create a flanger effect between these several voices of synthesizer sounds. And the inspiration, of course, comes from different Moog pedals, different Moog filters, different Moog sounds, synthesizer sounds, and ways to track the notes. So that's what the chaos switch comes in and helps players with, is deciding how aggressively it wants to try to determine what your note is. If we have a little bit of time in determining what pitch note you're playing on the guitar and what you're doing with the guitar, then we can approach creating a synthesized version of that a little differently. So that's where the chaos switch comes in. The filter knob is our bandpass filter that takes and lets you carve out all the different smoothing filters or sounds that you want to hear, And the expression pedal is really what made this very, very useful. So it allows you to plug into the filter control, and it replaces the filter control. So now you activate it with your feet. So now you have some expression to it. So. The Waveform Selector is one of my favorite pieces because we took this chance at mounting the selector switch right here so you could adjust it with your foot, because I wanted this to be an instrument that you use to, create sounds with. So we got a very heavy-duty selector switch, and then you can toggle between the square wave, sawtooth, and sine wave. I look at it like this. If you want something bold and expressive and really aggressive, then you want a square wave. If you want something that has a little bit of mid-range voice to it and maybe not so edgy, then you can go with the sawtooth. And then if you want something that sounds like bells or a pure synthesizer type tone, or pure sine wave tone rather, then you can go to the sine wave thing, and it's kind of light and fun and things like that.